Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon or good evening, and welcome to this Program Depro video looking at program architecture. And why program architecture? And it's a weird sort of term, and we talk about blueprints and guys, what are we talking about? Well, for me, architecture, when we talk about programs, is a little bit like this. How do we get from a whole load of Lego bricks, a whole load of pieces, square pieces, round pieces, rectangular pieces, all the different colours, how do we combine these? How do we put them together in a way that makes this beautiful building on the right? That's what it's about. Or another way to look at it is 2 + 2 = 5. How do we make 2 and 2 to make 5? Where is this missing benefit? And what are we looking at here? Well, clearly we've got the combination of projects that are going to make up our program, but we've also got other types of work, and they're called different things: components, non-project work in the program. It doesn't really matter. But let's have a quick look at this. So we've got our projects, but we also might have other types of work. For example, learning across the projects. Clearly, a project manager in your program cannot be responsible for making sure that other people learn from that project. It's just not fair. So the program manager is going to have to make sure that that is happening. Likewise, there may be synergies through looking at the projects together. So for example, your supply chain colleagues may look at all of these different projects and say, oh, okay, we can do some of this procurement or warehousing or whatever it is. We can do it together and we're going to get a better price, or we'll get better quality or better conditions or whatever. Again, there is some added value. It might be true about reporting. It might be true about meal, about finance, about communications. In fact, pretty much all of the support services, and let's not forget the work of program management. Program level risk management is not going to do itself. Clearly, you hope that the project managers will be looking after risk management in each one of the projects. But how do we bring it together? Clearly, this is all part of the program architecture. That's why I just wanted to stress projects, but also the non-project work. And in a sort of, I don't know, a less graphic way, we can say it looks a bit like our old friend, the sort of program drawing. You know, we've got portfolios linking to strategy. We've got the projects. Well, what are the programs going to be? And there is unfortunately no magic answer. You see a lot of different things. You see a geographical type focus, a regional program, a country program. You see thematic programs around an area, could be a gender or WASH. And then you see combinations. For example, a country level program around livelihoods, for example. Now, first health warning: grouping lots of projects because they're on a similar subject together does not make a program. It makes a sack of projects. Simply putting all of the livelihoods projects together and saying, magic, we have a program. No, you don't. Is there an additional benefit? Is there a program goal? What is it? How do the projects combine and come together to make that additional program goal? So that's the first health warning. Another way to look at this: it's all a little bit like cake. In the end, what we are trying to do is find a way to cut up the cake. Why do I cut up the cake? Yeah, of course, I could try to eat the whole cake at the same time. I could stuff it into my face, so it would be messy. I would probably drop a lot on the floor. I might get indigestion, or worse. However, we don't do that. We hopefully, we slice it up. We simply chop it into smaller pieces. Why? To make it easier to eat. And this is my request to all of you. Think about how are you going to do this? What are the projects? What is the non-project work going to be? Health warning number 2. Don't confuse a grant, even a big one. Oh, we've got this big program grant, so it must be a program. Maybe, maybe not. I think there is a very important responsibility as program managers to find the ways to chop up the cake, to slice up the program cake into ways that facilitate implementation for the project managers and the project teams. For example, if you have a very big grant and you turn that into one very big project, well, it's possible, of course it's possible, but it's going to make it much more difficult. So I think it's really important to take the perspective of the implementers, because as program managers, if we are doing something that does not help our projects to implement, then our architecture is entirely irrelevant, because it will probably not work. So we need to get the design right. We need to look at what's the combination of project and non-project work, but we also need to make sure that we have sliced up the program cake into smaller pieces and into ways that make it easier for our colleagues to implement. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Any questions, please feel free to let me know. And there you have my contact details. Bye for now.